Hey there, the Sultan of Silver with you with some pipe progress. Let's talk about some pipe progress tonight. Let me just adjust that light. There we go. Can you see me okay? I think you can. If I can see me, you can see me. I was at a thrift store today. I spent $2 on a small oil lamp that I really like. It's made in Italy. It's obviously not a piece of junk, so it's really well made. But I thought that would be nice. But I'm always careful when it comes to fire. I like things hanging. I don't like stuff usually on the table there. All right, so tonight, you guys wear thermal shirts underneath t-shirts. That's something that I like doing in cold weather. I just a couple layers, especially like this. For lack of a better term, it's like a waffle weave thermal shirt. It's actually a Henley. It's like a 3 button-up kind of thing underneath my Indian motorcycle T-shirt. So I'm trying to decide between Indian and Harley. I don't know, but I want to show you some pipe progress. Show you a couple things. Got another set of fingerless gloves today with little nubbies on the. Got these at the thrift store. They were $2, but they were, and I washed them and everything. They were brand new. They had tags on them, but I washed stuff anyways, and they were half price. So kind of like a camo kind of thing. So what I'm gonna do is I stained the pipes. I'm making pipes for my brothers and my father. And my father doesn't smoke a pipe, but I'm going to make him a nice, fresh, clean pipe, really nice with a nice tamper. So, like, when he's watching TV, he can just, like, tamp and just kind of, even though he's not smoking, just kind of like that. Or, like, when he's driving, there's something relaxing about it. And I would encourage you, if you are a guy that's so opposed to firing up a pipe, go buy one for $5 or $6 and just use it as your driving pipe. And you can just puff air through it. It's kind of a fun, it's very relaxing. You can go through the motions of actually tamping it and, lighting it, whatever. For what reason, you might ask? Well, how about just to relax? How's that sound? That works. The Principle 8. This thing is so badass. That's ivory, and this is like the stops on an organ, like that. 150-year-old German pipe organ. You organ guys, Westminster Choir College and Berkeley and all those guys, you know what this is. But I saw this at a thrift store. I'm like, dang! Did some research, and it came on a plaque. Man, I took it off a plaque, so it was like a memorial thing. But tampered. Incredible. So what I did was I cragified and stained. I'm going to do one more staining and get the outer part darker. My signature smooth, natural finish on the top and on the bottom. Just what I do is I take a sanding block, a foam sanding block, and just kind of. You got to realize I don't have a workshop right now. All my tools, everything is in storage. So literally, the only thing I have is a Dremel. That's all I have right now. So I do this. Circles, circles. And for you guys that are pipe makers, I know you're thinking like, my God, this guy is so elementary. But that's okay. That's all right. Everyone started out somewhere. Everyone started with a first pipe. So, and every artist started with a first painting. I don't intend to be a pipe maker like my buddy Herb Booth. If you want a really nice pipe, go to Herb Booth Briar Pipes on Facebook. He's a guest of mine who has become a friend, and you got to check out his pipes. He's just Google him. Herb Booth, Booth, Briar Pipes. Order a pipe for Christmas. Now he doesn't know. He's going to be surprised when orders come in. But if you would like a nice custom pipe made of briar with a beautiful custom badass swirl stem, I mean just the guy, he's an artist. He's beautiful. He really, his work is incredible. So you got to check him out. Herb Booth Briar Pipes on Facebook. You'll love him. Anyways, so the pipes that I'm making for Christmas, I have the 40 caliber shell, and I'm going to be sanding this down so this shell goes on here perfectly like that. And then I have a little stubby, where is it? Like a stubby bit that I got from Missouri Meerschaum. I just love screwing around with them. Okay, so that's the bit. This shank is from a Mizu, put into a Legend, glued, all dremeled up. And then the shank is going to be, this part of the shank, I don't know, it's going to look kind of like that. So it's going to be like a 40 caliber shell, or no, 9mm shell. I've got 38s, 45s, and 44s being sent to me. My dad's sending me some. I grew up in a gun family, so we have firearms. So it's going to look like that when it's done. So that's kind of cool. Now, but that's not it. I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to make tampers as well. And this is nothing new to the pipe community. This is, you guys who are long-term pipers, this is boring for you probably because you've seen this stuff 1,000 times. But I took bamboo, which I always have pieces of bamboo for making reed pipes. And basically it's just a tomato stake from the garden, and I cut it up in sections. But what I did was I took a one of the brass casings, and I fitted it on. Wow, I really did a good job, didn't I? Anyways, here we go. So what I did was I cut a piece, probably about 6 inches. I put the brass casing on it. That will get polished up. And then I put burn marks on it, like burn rings, all the way to the top, like little stripes. And then I took red dye, blue dye. The green didn't take too well. I don't know why that is. So red, blue, and greenish. You can hardly see that, but that'll be the tamper. A tamper for the homemade pipe. I'm not putting the homemade pipes in my mouth. I want everyone to have fresh pipes. So it'll be a tamper like this. And those are going to be gifted with the pipes. Now I'm thinking of taking a nail and putting it in there and gluing it and having about like a 1/2 to a 3/4 inch of a nail. What do you think of that? Give me your feedback down below. I want you to like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Forward it to people who you think would benefit from it or enjoy it at least. And subscribe to my channel. That would be appreciated. But do you think like a nail coming out, and I'm maybe even thinking of pounding the end of the nail to make it look like a little mini spoon? So it's not just a pick, but it's something where you can scoop stuff. Almost like a dab tool kind of thing, but sticking out of this right here. So I think that's kind of cool. I liked it so much that I decided I want to make one for myself, which I'm going to create a... here we go. Got that right there. And, oh, where is it? I have one of those X-Acto saws. I love these little things. So I'm just going to take it and cut it at about 4 inches. About a 4-inch, 4-inch. I might make it longer, I'm not sure. But like I said, I want to be able to, I don't have an anvil, and I don't have a, I don't have a vise, because you know, like on one end of a vise, they usually have like a flat spot where you can do some pounding. And I want to be able to just forge like a little spoon on the end of a nail. Just pound it out. So it's, there we go. So it's like a little, like I said, like a little dab tool. So there we go. And I'll stain that up or keep it natural, I'm not sure, but just put it inside it. And I have enough bamboo of varying diameters, and I pick them so they just fit perfectly. And I'll glue it and just tap it on there, and that'll be mine. But I want that little pick for pipes or for dabbing. So I'm going to be doing that. So tell me what you think. Do you have any ideas for me? Remember, I don't have my whole workshop. Everything I have is in storage, and I have tons of tools and table tools and a drill press and everything like that. And all I have where I'm living now is a darn Dremel that I love, that I do so much with. So it's 55 degrees. I don't have the heater on. I bought, I really do like this. I really like that. See how bright that is? I mean, it really is very bright. It's bright enough where if I crank it up, I could read by it, but I don't want to do that. Tonight's brew. I bought a 12-pack of Yingling IPL, India Pale Lager. It'll be the last 12-pack of India Pale Lager that I will ever buy. I like Yingling, I do. It's not bad. Yingling Lager is a great go-to every day, what I would call like a house beer. But I'm just not feeling this IPL. It just ain't. I just don't think it's going to take off the way Lager did, or the way that Black and Tan did 20 years ago. I mean, it's hoppy, but it's not Hop Hog from Lancaster Brewing. What's the one my brother? Hopsecutioner or something like that my brother has down in Florida. He loves that stuff. Or Stone. You like Stone? When I was out in San Diego, I had dinner at Stone. Believe it or not, I travel and do hair shows. It's one of those things where I don't look like a styling guy. I don't talk like a styling guy. When you think of a guy that works on hair, you don't think of me. And that's perfectly okay. So I can be pretty incognito wherever I go. But I am pretty stoked about this Missouri Meerschaum Independence Day 2015. It's a blend that they came out with in 2015 called Independence Day, and it's a kind of a vanilla cream. Is it Kahlua or Amaretto? I forget. Anyways, it's got a nice mix of tobaccos with minimal flavoring that I don't really like blowing really far out of my mouth because I really like the smell of it rising up. Excuse me. And I really enjoy it to the point where my tin is about half empty. Half full or half empty. Do you look at your tobacco tins as half full or half empty? So I know it's in a limited production, so please don't buy this. Don't buy it. Whatever tins they have left at pipesandcigars.com, I don't know if they would honor the discount code Sultan. They would probably go, what the heck? Why are all these people putting the word Sultan in as a coupon code? Try that. See if anything happens. But I want to buy up about 10 tins. Honestly, I think it's on sale for like $7.99. It's ridiculous. And it, along with... there's one called Guilty Pleasure, which is a Peterson blend that I'm absolutely crazy about. I also like this Sweet Killarney. But the Guilty Pleasure, do I have it here? Let me see if I do. I just want to show you the tin. Last year, man, I smoked more of this than anything else. This Guilty Pleasure. Now this is by Ashton, not Peterson. This is so badass. But the badass, and that was badass of 2015. 2016, you got to try this. It's limited run. If you don't get it, I don't know if it'll ever be released again. It's that good. Let me just fire this up. Cheers. Wonderful. And to you. Now I'm having a cold beer only because it's kind of warm outside. Warmish, I should say. It'll be probably 50. Last night I was freezing my cayunes off out here. Past week I've been freezing. It's crazy. Nice, very nice. So what ideas do you have? I conceived of this idea of like these craggy pipes because I don't sandblast. I don't have a fine Dremel bit to do any fine like snake skin, alligator skin kind of stuff. I have just kind of like that medium bit that makes, 1/8-inch grooves. And I wanted to work with what I had, whatever I got in a Missouri Meerschaum smokable seconds grab bag. That's what I wanted. It's interesting. Do you paint at all? I'm a painter. I have in my house, not now, but in storage. I had canvases all over the place. Every room was decorated with my artwork. And I'll never forget, I was working on a painting of my wife and when we had gotten divorced, and I never finished it. And I actually have it hanging here in the Van Gogh room. And it's very Van Goghish. A lot of artists, a lot of impressionists do a lot. They do a lot of mother and child type drawings, paintings, and that kind of thing. Let me find it. Let me show you. It's staring at me right here, but I got to walk past the tripod in order to get it. Hold on. And it seems like all of my paintings, everything is always a work in progress. This is it. Right here. Can you see that? After my divorce went through, and I basically just started this. Can you see it there? When I was going through my divorce, I didn't want to paint anything that had to do with family, as you can imagine. And this just hung on the wall unfinished, and it was representative of my life, which was unfinished when my family broke up. And it was sad, So there was and I'm half tempted to never finish it, only because it does represent a period of my life. Now, when I paint now, and I'll show you some of my paintings in the future videos. I love acrylic. I'm not an oil guy. I started out with oils, but I like the economics of acrylics, and so that's just been my choice. But I did this because I always enjoyed my wife playing with my children and nursing and being a mom and a lovely lady. And God, she was gorgeous. I wish I could show you pictures of her. I'm not pining for her. I'm way over that, as many years do, and that's a choice. But God, she was a gorgeous woman, and just like, it's funny how sometimes idols are removed from your life, and then your life takes a different direction. But this, I just basically called this Mother and Child. 18 by 24. No, this was a 16 by 20. 16 by 20. So I thought it was interesting. Let me put that behind. Oh, that's kind of interesting, right? Kind of illuminated like that. Right? Isn't that interesting? Illuminated from behind. Wow. Do you paint? What are your hobbies? I like painting. I like carving. I actually, I wrote a book on Amazon. It's on Amazon, actually, called How to Sell Your Artwork and Your Craft. And I got to revise the book, and I'm going to be putting it up for sale. Again, the first edition is available, but and I wrote it probably about 14 years ago. And I'm going to be doing a whole new YouTube channel in addition to this called The Profitable Palette. And it's how to make a living with your artwork. I called it How to Sell Your Artwork and Craft Even If You're Not the Sales Type. That was the first title. The second edition was How to Market and Sell Your Artwork. What works, what doesn't, and why. I kind of like that template. What works, what doesn't, and why. First use of my tamper. It's actually unfinished, but so do you have any ideas for Christmas gifts this year? Why not buy a bag of smokable seconds from Missouri Meerschaum? Paint or stain pipes, hack up the shanks, mix and match the bits, carve them up a little bit. I know I'm kind of late to the game, and I watch a million pipe videos. Are you guys into pipe videos? Pipe videos are very, very ASMR. I think it'd be kind of fun with me and my dad and my brothers all smoking the pipes that I made, tamping the tobacco with the tampers, sharing a drink, toasting each other. You know, when your parents get old, you don't have many years left. For those of you that still have parents, I'm fortunate that mine are still around, but I know it's not going to be forever. And it terrifies the living shit out of me, I'll be honest with you. I'm over 1,000 miles away from my family, and I don't get to see them very often. But we do talk nearly every single day on the phone and go back and forth on Facebook and refer articles back and forth to one another. How do you lose a parent? Holy shit. How do you lose a parent? I never have. I guess there's nothing that can prepare you. I'm getting very dark, aren't I? Holy cow. Oh my gosh. I better fire something up and just chill the hell out. Great story. I was about 17 years old arguing with my father and my grandfather. Typical Italians. He sits quiet, very reserved. I had a very quiet grandfather. And the argument with my father, I was right. I'll never forget this. It was in the 70s, early to mid 70s. And I was right. Whatever it was, I remember I was clearly right. I had facts behind me, but my dad was disagreeing, and we got into a verbal argument. And I'll never forget my grandfather saying, "Stop!" Stop. Kind of like this kind of motion, like this. I'm like, "But Grandpa, I'm right." And he goes, "Stop." "But I'm right." I was trying to prove how right I was. And I'll never forget him saying, "He's your father." "But Grandpa, he's your father." And I quieted down. It didn't mean anything to me except I got humiliated in front of my family. But my God, I look at that and him just saying, "Respect your father." I don't want to talk about it. This is not for discussion. This is not for, we're not going to have a meeting about this. Your feelings don't matter. He's your father. Stop. Wow. Holy cow. I'll never forget that as long as I live. That was an amazing afternoon. I miss him so much. Holy fuck. I miss my grandfather. Yeah, I think he died in 86. Prostate cancer. One of the toughest guys I've ever known, other than my father. Pretty tough guy. Grandfather working hard, physically working hard. Always just physically working hard. Big, strong, gnarly hands, Miss that guy. Oh my God. Miss him so much. To the point where if I keep talking about it, I'm just going to fucking cry on camera. But that's not going to happen. So I'm going to stop talking about it. Hey, leave some feedback. I appreciate you. I really do. I go back to work tomorrow. Cutting hair at a mall. I work in a damn mall. There's my t-shirt. I work in a damn mall. Picture of me with my big beard, a pipe, and the caption says, "I work in a damn mall." The heck with let it grow and let it flow. I work in a damn mall. To you. Be good to yourself. Tell your family you love them. Tell them you love them. They're going to wonder what the heck's the matter with you, but tell them you love them. Give them a big hug and a squeeze. It's valuable. Take my word for it. Have a good night, everybody. Good night.